Hi, this is Nick with Wolfman Repairs, and today we got a Nintendo Entertainment System. Alright. Now this one I got is not working. I actually bought it for parts. And, well, it's missing, the flippy flap. And that's just so that, we got easier access to get those games in and out, Because speed run. Alright, put them in, put them out. Alright, so, yeah, so I bought this as not working. Let's take a look around it. Now we got this piece broken off. That's usually here. There's usually a gray plastic piece. Let me show you. Here's my other Nintendo. So we got a gray plastic piece just broken off here, which is pretty nice. Sticker looks okay there. RF out looks kind of weird, but we're not going to use that. Got our AV out. Look through those vents. We looks like a little corrosion. And that's about it. The case is kind of yellow, but not too bad. Our tray is stuck. So we're not going to be able to test this out without breaking it open, unfortunately. Because the tray is not supposed to look like that. Let me show you what the tray is supposed to look like. Alright, if we open up my Nintendo here, this is the tray open, closed. See how it's closed? Alright, so let's break this open and see what we're working with. Okay, for that we're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver. This is not long enough. Ah. These screws feel pretty loose in there, so this has probably been taken apart before. Okay. Sometimes these screws like to give you a hard time. Now let's take a look at what we're working with here. Got a little corrosion there. Let's see if we can free up this tray. Oh. Aha! It's freed up. Sweet. Let's stick the lid back on because, it looks cooler that way. Let's shove a game in. We got our Mario and Duck Hunt. Come on, lid, just like bear with me. There you go. Shove it on in. We got no power. Huh. Okay. Let me see. Am I not in all the way? No power. That's interesting. Just to make sure it's not our plug. I don't think it is, but... Okay, so voltage DC. Should be 9 volts. I believe the center negative. I don't remember though. Let's see. What? Huh. Okay. Yeah, our plug doesn't have any voltage. That's strange. Okay. Another extension cord. Let's see what we got now. No power. All right. Well, let's see what's going on with the power jack. Because I believe this was working on my other console. Let's just try the other console real quick. I mean, we don't need a game in here, but, you know, just for funsies. Yeah. All right. I don't know why I can't read that on my meter that it's working. Anyway, let's see what's going on with our power jack here. Oh. Hold on a second. We're missing something. There's supposed to be a big capacitor there. Where did that go? That's probably why we're not getting any power. Well then, let's tear it down a little more and take a look. Yeah, this is all, someone soldered this back in, and they didn't solder this part back in either. So I'm probably not going to be able to fix this right this second because I do not have a capacitor for this. So we're going to just take this apart and see what we need. No wonder why I was listed for parts. Someone has already scavenged some parts. This plug doesn't feel good. There we go. Alright, well, at least all of our chips are still there. But it looks like they stole the capacitor out of here. Can we open this up pretty easy? Let's see. I think we have to... Is this already desoldered, this whole thing? Oh. Something's missing over there, too. This capacitor. It looks like it's still soldered in a bit right here and here. So I don't want to break anything. Let's get the soldering iron out and get some wick and see what we can desolder this here. See what else we're missing. Alright, let's see if we could wick this solder off. So first I'm going to put down some flux. Grab a solder wick. Let's see what we can do here. Definitely need to up the temperature on my soldering iron. Let's try 325. Probably doesn't help that I'm using a small tip too. I think we got most of that out of there. we still got some solder on there. So let's try this again. Some more wick. Raise the temperature on this a little more. Let's try it 360. Why not? Let's burn everything. No, let's not. Let's just try 360. So it's pretty hot. I mean, this is in Celsius, so I don't know what that translates to in freedom units, but let's try this again. You know what, since this is not budging, and I don't really feel like burning everything down here, I'm gonna lower this back down. Let's get some low melt solder on this particular point here and see if we could get it off that way. Because I believe this is the only point that's holding us up. Yeah, so let's do that. Some flux from the low melt solder kit. Low melt solder. There we go. All right, now we can come in here and wick the rest of this off. All right, sweet. All right, let's see what we got going on here. I believe this cover just comes off. It's still warm. Yep. I don't know what I'm looking at. Does this cover come off too? Yeah. All right, so it looks like our big capacitor is the only thing that's missing. C20. So I'm not sure what kind of capacitor it needs. I'll have to look that up. And we'll get a new capacitor for it. Looks like the board is also missing a capacitor right here. Oh, it's missing two of them. One here, one here. So maybe someone tried to do a capacitor change on this and just, gave up. So we will have to do that. I'm just glad all the chips are here. Oh, it looks like they cut the leg of the chip too for your lockout. You see that? You see the leg cut right there? The fourth one in. So someone's trying to modify this to be region free. And maybe they just gave up. Who knows? Anyway, I gotta get a capacitor kit for this here Nintendo. So that might take me a little bit. So I'm gonna slam this all back together, and I'll be right back with a capacitor kit. It'll be like seconds for you, but it'll probably be like months for me. So hang on. All right, well, it's only been a few days, and I've gathered up all the parts we need to put into this here Nintendo to hopefully make it work. So we were missing a capacitor in the, I guess, power video module thingy here. And we were missing all three capacitors for the Nintendo itself, which is kind of weird. So I'm not sure why this was done this way. Maybe they were in the middle of a capacitor change and they just gave up. I have no idea. Anyway, I was also thinking about this morning as to why I wasn't getting any voltage out of my AC adapter. Well, these AC adapters for the Nintendo, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to read it. Well, they don't put out DC voltage. They put out AC voltage. So I was checking in voltage DC on my meter instead of voltage AC. So I put on voltage AC and test it out. We got almost 11 volts. So AC adapter works. Just not putting out any DC voltage because it's not supposed to. All right, let's get these components soldered in and let's see what we got after that. Hopefully, a working console. All right, grab a little flux. First one we're going to do is this big capacitor. Now the white line is negative. So you see you got a white line on this one too, or a gray line. This is a big one. This is a 2200 UF, 25 volts. Get a little flux on that. This flux does not like to work the way it's supposed to. Let's grab my tweezers, grab a little flux. Grab a little solder here. All right, sweet. Clip off the excess. Get some IPA. Clean off this flux. And there we go. It's all soldered in. Now we got to make sure that we're not higher than this here little nub, because we don't want this to short out on the case. So we're good as far as height on the little ends. And there it is, all soldered in. All right, let's move on to the Nintendo console itself. Now it's pretty cool on here. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it or not, but it has marked on here how many microfarads each capacitor is. So this one's a 2.2, this one's 100, this one over here is a 1. I don't know if you can see that or not. And it has where positive and negative go, so that's pretty neat. So we'll just jam our capacitors in there that we have, the 100. Then we have our 2.2. And our 1 microfarad. All right, let's get some flux on there, solder these guys in place. Problem with doing this with the tweezers is that you just got way too much flux on there. All right, let's trim the excess off. go. Don't like the way this one came out here. One looks kind of funky. So we're going to hit that again with the soldering iron. Now I'm not sure if that's because the board's all scratched up there or if because the pad lifted. So I'm hoping it's just because the board's all scratched up. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's just because the board's scratched up. I'm just taking the flux off. Alright, awesome. And there we have our capacitors all soldered in. Now we gotta solder this thing back in. Well, we need the case that goes around it. Alright, here's the top. What, the bottom cover? I believe this is the bottom cover. That doesn't seem right. I believe this goes this way. Okay. And then our top cover. It looks like it's got flux all over it. Let's clean that off. All right, sweet. Now we just got to put this back on the board. Which way do you go? I don't remember. I think you go this way. That's a really tight fit. Grab some flux. Solder this back in place. Most definitely using the wrong tip for this. But as long as it's tacked in there, it's all good. It's not going anywhere. Okay. A little IPA. Now, yeah, this has to be soldered in a little better, the tabs, but like I said, it's really a tight fit. And I don't have another tip right this second for my soldering iron. And even if I did, it would be a little a little hard to change right now, so considering it's hot. But it should be making connection. We'll check it. All right, having continuity mode. This should be ground. So yeah. Yeah, we're good. Okay, let's reassemble the Nintendo here and keep our fingers crossed and see what we got. Hopefully I'm putting these player 1, player 2 controller connections in the right place. I would think this is where they go. All right. Can't forget about our toaster tray. I think we're assembled enough to give it a test, for sure. So let's do that. Let's just not touch anything over here. All right. Here's their power cord, and it's unplugged from the other end, so I'm going to plug that back in once we have it plugged into the console, just in case something decides to blow up. Okay, so we're plugged into the console. Now we're going to plug the AC adapter in. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, no explosions. No smoke. No magic smoke. Let's see if the power button works now. Okay, we got power button. Sweet. All right, where's the AV cables? All right, need a game. Got to use our mint condition duck hunt Mario for this one. All right, we're going to try it with the game up. All right, yes! Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. All right, let's just make sure our controllers work. If I can find a controller. I'm always searching for controllers. I can never find them when I need them. All right. All right. Looks like we're working here for sure. Sweet. Let's see if our reset button works. Reset button works. Awesome. All right, let me grab another controller. Make sure player 2 is working. And then after we do that, we'll slam it all back together. And slam it all back together. I don't know what to say. All right. Player 2 engaged. Turn it back on. 2 player. All right, let's kill Mario. Sorry, Mario. It's Luigi time. All right, looks like player 2 works as well. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, let's completely reassemble the Nintendo here. Now, it'd help if I remember where all these screws go. Problem is I don't. So this should be interesting. Okay, that part's together. Now it's time for the shield. Nope, almost forgot. This needs to be screwed into the case as well. Alright, now we got the lid. Now, you know I can't just leave it like this. It's missing the flippity flap. Door thingy. It needs to be there. We need to have a door flap flippity thingy. So, you know, I went ahead and I made my own. It's just a piece of wire, some tape, and some cardboard. But, you know, it should work. Just shove the wire in here. Okay. Shove the other end of the wire in here. Come on. Oh yeah, like factory. Look how nice that doesn't look. Get in there. Haha, sweet. All right, put the lid back on. Actually, wait. Let's before we put the lid back on, let's see. We're not underneath this. Ah, it's fine. All right, sweet. Let's plug her back in. Get our duck hunt game. Oh, nice. That flap works well. Haha, sweet. Where'd my controller go? I just had it. There it is. Awesome. All right, awesome. So this here Nintendo just need some capacitors put back in it and a new flippity flap. So that's pretty neat. I'm glad we got this one working. I bought this as parts, so I wasn't sure if it was going to work or not. And when I saw all that work that was done to it, you know, the capacitors removed, the CIC chip, lockout taken apart, I figured this wasn't going to work, but it does. So that's pretty cool. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.